Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We're here. I know. I'm excited.
That's
too.
stream.
All right, man,
That's it.
coming.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Wasn't that fun?
I told you we were having a stream today. We didn't say how long it was going to be, or the fact that it would be really long pre-stream, or the fact that I had to pick up my lamp and like move it around so we could see anything, because I didn't want to stand up and turn on a thingy because I'm not wearing pants.
Hey, a new guy. Did you know what the
I'm positive that joke gets funnier every time we tell it.
Joke?
That the stream is over.
Oh yeah. Of course.
Right.
Yes.
See you next month, everybody.
We are finally back. There are still some things that are missing from the room, and item descriptions and things like that are not put in. We are still missing several little things like that, but we are able to at least have a facsimile of game today, hopefully. And we'll see how far we can get before we need all that stuff. I'm guessing.
Yeah, this is if we encounter
games.
combat, we fail.
16 games. We never have
no combat.
Yeah, we never have combat. It's fine.
I mean,
What's combat?
It's not unprecedented.
I'm trying to put a little bit more combat in.
No, I'm fine with it. I'm not downing it or
You
anything.
guys just didn't want to fight him last time.
It's true.
No, I would rather have my frog learn how to control the weather.
I'd rather have hell lightning, please. Please and thank you. More hell lightning. But yes, we are here today about to have some more Zeldas. Don't worry, there will be a recap to hopefully let people know what happened last time. Because I barely remember. I'm playing. It was a long time ago, though. It was a very long time ago, and luckily we were able to get some things back to somewhat normal. And luckily, it was kind of the best place to have that, because it was right before going into like really big shit. And I would have hated a month off before that. So let's just go ahead and get ready to go. I'm going to switch us over to the room. Hiya. There we are. We're here. The room is here. It's such good room, and nothing's wrong with it. And there's nothing about it that is at all. Shut up. As we all sit here having a good time here in the room, does anybody want to tell us what happened last time? Since one of you said it was gonna be easy.
Yeah, man. Fucking, we ran into a bunch of birds, and they were like, "Hey, you guys are going to meet with the big evil devil lady who's also a bird up on the mountain. You guys suck, die." And we're like, "No, hey, Ivori, can you help us out?" And she fucking summoned the full force of hell itself upon them.
It's like, we're not the bad guys. Don't you dare call Ivori a demon lord. Tell him, Ivori.
Well, specifically, Marco was like, "Hey, do you want your cake? If so, then maybe help us out." And then she interpreted that as, "I'm going to kill them with lightning."
Sure
and then we took that opportunity to be like, "All right, well, peace. We're going in the Lost Woods." And they, who did not die, followed us. And then we met an old bird lady after Marco did some sick tricks with his horse.
You were slide.
And she was like, "Hey, when are y'all from?" And we're like, "This time." And she's like, "Oh snap, that doesn't sound familiar to me. I'm probably from the past or some shit." And I got a stick, and I'm also a sage of the woods. And we were talking for a bit about that, about stuff about Jason and the battle that took place in the woods like 1,000 years ago or whatever, with the 100 heroes and such. And then then a little guy showed up with his little blue thing, his little blue instrument, and he was like, hey, you want my instrument? We'll give it back, and give it back later, and you can have it. And we're like, okay, cool. And he's like, now to prove if you gave it back, let's see if it worked. And then another one popped out, and he had it, and he's like, hey, here you go, take my blue thing. And he's like, cool, I got it back. And then that kept happening for like half an hour. And there were like 50 little guys by the time it was over, because the Lost Woods be like that sometimes.
Look at them all. This one's jiggling. Look at him jiggle.
Get him caffeine.
There are so many things to implode the universe with.
But Goddess of Time is just.
I have sounds on. It was infuriating.
The Goddess of Time looks down on this like, what the actual fuck are they doing in there? They're just showing timelines.
And
the time
we think
dragons
we have
are gonna
the
be so
original
pissed.
one, but does it matter? Probably not. But yeah, so we got the Ocarina of Time, which is great. And the bird lady, the old bird lady, gave Argo her stick. Have my sage stick, she said. And he's like, okay. And then the big jerk of a bird man showed up again.
Birdskay.
Birdskay, bird chiha. And he was like, I'm here to avenge my clan. But yeah, and he was like, so like y'all are jerks still, and we're like, hey, you better watch what you do, because like, you know, you don't want to go to war with the whole ass world, do you?
You don't want to go to war with everyone.
And he's like, no, I'll be good. And he's like, I'll go with you to the mountain with the witches and such. Or I'll go with you to the edge of the forest. I can't remember which he said.
He's going to WitchCon.
He's going to WitchCon? Cool.
Yeah. You guys said he could, so he is.
And I don't remember why he wants to go to WitchCon, but he's going to WitchCon with us because it's a party and we're having cake. And yeah, we basically set out with one of our infinite new friends, because we decided that we like him. But only this one. The others can fuck off.
It's the only good timeline.
And yeah, we're leaving his infinitely replicating selves behind. And yeah, that's about it. We're going to WitchCon. We're making our way.
Okay. There are a couple of other things we do want to go over before we mush forward. When it comes to this place, the staff that was given over to Argo apparently is a sapling of the Great Tree, otherwise known as the Great Deku Tree. In order to get it to actually form again, this is needed, but you know, until it's safe, it is not possible to put it down. They had told you by giving you this staff, they want you to get that fucking bird out of here. They don't like it. They want the bird to die. They want you guys to kill the bird, go fucking murder that bird.
Right.
and
Yes.
and it'll be great. Other than bird murder, you guys learned several things about the past, including when you guys had asked about the furthest back you could ever have seen Jason. You had saw them actually come into this world, and when they came into this world, they seem to have been dressed up like Matilda, which is interesting. This means that thanks to timey-wimey shenanigans, there is a Jason encased in ice off in a demon's place. There is a Jason and Matilda who are just kind of hanging out over at Castletown doing some fucking adventuring and like talking about how cute they are. And now there is apparently a Jason dressed like Matilda in the past as well, which is also all the time in this forest because time is soup. So there's some weird stuff going down. It's you couldn't really
Surely
figure
one
too
of
much
them-
else about that.
Surely, like, one of them are the same, right? Like, the past one has to be one of the three, right?
It's just another one. It's just another.
No, I mean,
it's just a different. It's just this Marty.
It's just Zelda.
It's actually just the mortal goddess dressed as Matilda.
He should be surprised, but he isn't.
Dicko, what the? Why
He
the fuck?
really can't be.
Why did you save her face? It's like, what the fuck?
They're great. Look at them. Look at them all. They're great. But yes, with all of that being said, I am going to start things off today with talking about how there's not a ton we could do. I fixed everybody's character sheets thanks to people going off and screenshotting those for me, so I didn't have to do that over and over. So thank you guys very much for helping out with that. But we did not get a bunch of their item stuff. We did not get a bunch of their token stuff. We did not get a bunch of their inspiration stuff. So starting things off today, before we get into anything, I would like to give everybody, every one of you guys, all of the you guys, a pile of inspiration. I'm gonna put it right here. Here's your pile. It's a great pile. You guys can have all of these.
Thank you.
Woo. No problem. Here's all the there they all are. They're just right there. And thanks to you doing some recap, there's 2 more Zorkas.
Heck yeah.
So there's a big pile of inspiration you guys can use to do your things. I don't remember if any of you guys had your own special goddess tokens or not, but it is a new day, so you guys do have your 7 that are over here, so you guys are good on that. Yeah, we're just gonna have to move on with things because honestly, there is not a ton we can do about missing out on a lot of the stuff, other than painstakingly go through all the different streams and do things like that. And I don't want to do that for a 3rd time because we lost the room again today and I didn't. So with that being said, last time we ended things off with all of you guys getting to the edge of the forest. You were guided out by the remaining people who are here. Half of the Rito who were here were in the past Rito. They were pastos, and then the other half were future Ritos, the Fuchos. But they seem to be able to leave the forest just all the same, which is Time Dragon's gonna have a terrible time or a wonderful time in this place. She even left the forest, even though she's technically his grandma, and it's they're existing in the same time, and we don't know if she needs to get back or not. But you know, fun.
Fuck it.
With all that being said, you guys did make it out off to the edge of the forest. All of you looking out at what appears to be Spectacle Rock in the distance. You're decently sure that when you come out, you guys are in the correct time because there is still a storm overhead.
Oh.
So you're at least, lucky about that. You're a little bit away from it. It's on the other side of the forest. It's fine. But you guys are decently sure you guys are in the correct time. And at the moment, most of the other Rito are going to be making their way back to the Rito village. But your boy Sefin is going to be coming with you guys. He doesn't know which group to go into, so he's just gonna fly on top of this one and land.
Okay.
He made his choice.
He will fly
and
on,
that was his mistake.
he'll fly over top of this one, looking for a good place to be, and then a tongue's gonna come out the side and just, and he's gonna go.
He's dead now.
We should really warn people about when that's going to happen.
We never know when it's gonna happen. The magic frog does what the magic frog do.
But that's what I mean. We should warn them that there's a possibility that this can happen.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Gorthos sees very little wrong with this situation.
I see a lot of things wrong with this situation.
Eventually, he is released.
It's jokes aside, yeah.
Reality reasserts itself and we head off.
At the moment, looking out to the north, you guys, if we look on the map here, which has not been updated for all of your guys' travels, but there's X's, so that's pretty cool. If we look at the map though, you guys will be around this area, right now. This little exit to the forest here. Directly in front of you, you see Spectacle Rock, the large double mountain, basically off in the distance, connected by some sort of a large bridge. You guys know that on one mountain there is a city that is apparently relatively not prosperous, but relatively off on its own. Relatively large though. There are some Donu population, other things that you guys would know about this place. But the place you guys are wanting to go to is this side. Over on this side is not only where the WitchCon will be happening, but also over on this side is where the dungeon is that Polo's father had left. So off on this side is where you guys want to go. If you guys want to get to Spectacle City, you will have to find some way up. You guys know that at least one of you, I believe it will be Polo, who would mostly know, there is a way up the mountains on this side of them. You guys would have to get onto that side in order to go up and into them there. That being said, Gorthos,
Yeah.
I would like you to roll me for your experience, please.
Here we go.
Do it, Gorthos.
I love
Let
that
us
you've
know.
essentially drawn eyebrows for the glasses.
Yes.
Okay.
little funny eyebrow time.
So 16 plus 7 plus 4, so 27.
Gorthos, you would know that both of these mountains are known for not only their large mountains and their shape and everything like that, but they are also all filled with different kinds of cave systems and dungeons and the like. As soon as you look out at this, even though you have no memory of actually how to get up there or where to go, you do feel that you are being pulled in this direction. That being said, that does not go straight up into any of the things, any of the things, but you are being pulled toward the lower half of the right Spectacle Rock. At this point, I would like for you guys to decide if you want to make your way up here and go up to Spectacle City. You guys could get there right now. It would take you guys decently long to get up the actual trail to get there, but you could get there within a day or two, potentially. That would mean you would also have to take the track over top of the bridge as well, and that would take maybe another day or so, but you guys would be there probably in around 3 to 4 days. Or if Gorthos, you want to let them know anything, you could follow your instincts as well. It just depends on which way you guys want to go.
Gorthos feels like he remembers correctly of some cavernous pathways. It could reduce our time to travel.
But yeah, isn't that what we were doing with Sierra there?
He is not sure they know these paths. They might. He's leading into the mountain
Also, she's
themselves.
not. She is not here.
No, she
I thought
is.
she specifically came with us.
She's
Oh,
with
her.
us.
Yes. I
Sierra.
thought you guys said Shiana. My bad.
No.
Because she's staying
Not
at
the
the edge of
wizard.
she's staying at the edge of the thing. When it
Yeah,
came
no.
to the pathways, Sierra is not doing these pathways. The pathways they were
Okay.
doing was the ones to get you guys from here
Castle
to
Town,
there.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the underground passageways. There's
Gotcha.
currently no need for those. You guys are right where you guys need to be.
Okay.
The big thing with her is she got you guys from there to there, but also she could have got you guys from there to there. She could have got you guys from there to there, from there to there, or from there to there. Like she had like
Alright.
different things. You guys decided which ways you guys wanted to go, and you guys decided here because of the Skull Kid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These routes even he thinks the bandits don't know about.
Okay. Well, if you think you know the way, then lead on.
You might want to take
That's-
some notes down, Miss Sierra.
I will also mention to you, Gorthos, you just have a feeling of that direction. You don't know how to go there. You're not like, oh, these pathways that I know, they're great. You don't know there's a pathway there, but you do have a feeling to go that way.
Well, when has his instinct ever proved him wrong?
That's true.
Never.
As Polo, you say that.
Someone get the compilation ready.
As Polo, you say that, Sierra looks out and about as she's like, we're going toward the rightmost mountain, right?
Yes.
If I were to think of anything, the best option would be to try to get our passage off from the north, but if you think that there is something else, I don't think that there's any reason for us to rush. If
He is
there,
feeling fairly confident in his feeling of there being pathways upward.
as long as we don't have to rush, then I think we could look over at any other whims that you guys may have. And if it does prove to be less than fruitful, then we can just go back onto the original path. I would warn, however, the middle area of Spectacle Rock has been known to have bandit activity around it. Not us, by the way.
I had a feeling.
I barely consider you guys bandits, honestly.
I mean, fair.
Hey,
You see, it's like pirates. There are good bandits and bad bandits. Just like
I don't
good
think I've
pirates
seen
and
you
bad
do a
pirates.
single bandit-like thing the entire time I've known you.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I don't remember any such occasion.
It's fine that you don't.
Anyway,
Anyway,
If you guys are wanting to all make your way on the Gorthos train, we can definitely do that. Okay. You guys decide to make your way over toward the southernmost part of the right mountain. As you guys are making your way in that direction, you would be able to, for the majority of the day, be relatively well traveled. The area up here is mostly flatlands. Your carriages are being pulled by very powerful horses, as well as a fucking Dodongo. So it's not like there's any lacking of power to bring you guys over any sort of rough terrain. And again, this is relatively flat. Getting over near where the center area is, the area between where Spectacle Rock meets other Spectacle Rock, you guys do find that looking out in that direction, in particular, I would like one of you to make me a roll, but I don't want you guys to know who it is. So I would like every single one of you guys to roll me for your instinct, please.
even though we don't know who, I will throw in 3 inspiration because I can.
Okay.
I don't think I will.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop my roll in its tracks because I was still preparing a drink when I didn't notice this big pile of inspiration. I'm just like, where the fuck?
I got
I gave you guys all a pile.
1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4.
I sure hope it's not me.
So I got a natural 27.
I got a 20. I got a not a 20. I got a 19.
On the lower end, that's 10. That's a
Wow,
17.
that's really bad. A 2 plus a 2 plus a 2 plus a 2. It's an 8.
Okay.
Man, what a majestic landscape, huh?
Not 17. 15.
Wow. It's like I never left.
You guys would all be making your way through. Again, you guys would get yourselves around the central area of the two rocks. And as you guys would pass by there, having just been told of potential bandit activity or some other ne'er-do-wells that may be around that area, you don't really notice much of anything as you get close enough to it. You guys keeping an eye out, making sure you guys are decently sure nobody's going to be jumping you or anything like that. So you guys are decently safe. Upon going through that way, however, you do eventually find that getting over toward where the southern part of Spectacle Rock is, Gorthos.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yay.
You are here, Gorthos. As you look off toward the cliff face in front of you, there are slight, it isn't like a sheer cliff like you guys see right here. There are slight little, let me just kind of draw in a little thing. There are like slight little curvatures inside of there, little like ways that have like mini cliffs and whatnot, little like things of that nature. There are lots of ways you could bring carriages and things up with you and things of that nature. But because there are many different things here, it is very, looking at everything especially, it does not seem that this area in particular is very well maintained. It doesn't seem as if the area that is closer to the forest, anybody really wants to go near or use at any way. However, upon getting here, you do find that Gorthos, you see a relatively well-off area to start making your way up as you lead the carriages over toward it to start making your way up the smaller parts of the mountains. You guys are in for a little bit rougher of a ascent at the moment. You guys decide that if you go up this and you don't find anything in a day, that you guys will make your way down to go make your way back up to the area ahead. You guys don't want to get completely lost. But upon getting up and going off from where Gorthos is finding themselves, I would like for everybody to roll me instinct once more, please.
Okay. One inspiration.
Ooh.
17.
God damn it.
That's just a flat 10. Okay, 10 total.
11 plus 2, 13, 14, 15 in total.
15. And what
9.
As you guys get up there, during your first night, since you guys would have left relatively early in the day from the forest, during your first night of this area, as you guys do approach time to rest, you guys put your carriages off to the sides, you guys make a little campfire in the center of this place, and upon doing so, Gorthos, you try to focus in on the feeling that you're getting, this weird pull that brought you to this place. Ronan, you do a little preparing with the carriages, making sure that Dawn and the horses are taken care of. Marco, you scout a little bit around to see if there's anything up ahead to be able to make sure that the carriages are going about. And as you guys are doing this, Polo, you feel
The bear.
queasy.
Oh.
You start to feel nauseous. Hold on, that's not the right one. There we go. Coming up into the Spectacle Rock, looking out and about, you find that looking back toward where the western part of Spectacle Rock meets eastern part of Spectacle Rock, you do find that something there is giving you some kind of a strange feel, but it's actually physically resonating with you at the moment. You're not sure exactly what it is, though.
On a level of like 1 to 10, how is this like nausea?
It is, you can tell it's not just in your head. It is an actual physical reaction you are feeling. It isn't, you're not immediately throwing up, but it is definitely a stomach turning.
A stomach turning, some lightheadedness, maybe a little pale.
Yes, and it seems to suddenly come on at this point. But after you're now feeling it, even though it feels sudden to you, for some reason it almost feels as if you have been feeling this for a while. A sort of tiredness comes over you as well, as if maybe you didn't notice you were feeling this for about a couple of hours until just now.
Yeah, so that's just like, as she's like seated in the cart, there's that little like stumble forward before she just like catches herself, and like her hand goes over her mouth and like a small little cough.
Giving yourself a small little cough while the others are focused on their things. You just find a pushing out of the way of Sierra. Ah! Oh no, what's going on? You okay?
I will be fine. It is just, I'm not quite sure, but it could be maybe some carrot sickness.
I'm fine, by the way, Koro.
Apologies.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Your cat, should we get you out? Maybe we could get you some water or something like that?
Maybe it would do us all some good for some fresh air.
We are getting a camp ready outside either way. Yes, let's get you outside.
Thank you.
He just picks you up. As you get picked up and taken out, there is a growling behind as Orion is following after you guys. Sierra gets off as well, and Aster seems to float lazily behind them, seemingly, but kind of going back into a familiar sense of them ever since coming out of the forest.
I was gonna say, and the Aster's G Fuel ran out already. they're all sleepy again.
You guys have also just been traveling a lot.
Yeah.
As you guys come out, I would say that Marco, Gorthos, and Ronan, you guys would see Koro bringing Polo out and sitting them down.
Everything okay?
Nothing to truly draw too much concern. Just a little bit of a bit of a sickness.
I see. Koro is quite intense, so Princess carrying you out here does make sense,
They
friend.
stumbled inside of the thing. We had to get them water and medicine and food.
I didn't. You say that as if I fell over.
It's the end of the world, everyone. We gotta go around and make sure Polo's okay.
Rose, well-meaning yet overprotective nature notwithstanding, are you all right?
I don't know what it is, but something seems to... I don't want to assume something is affecting me, but as soon as I notice a sickness, I feel like I've had it for quite a while and maybe just paid it no mind.
Is it just being in the cart for a long time? Is that it, or something else?
I will not be able to properly judge until I have been out of it for some time.
Yeah,
My
that's
first
fair.
assumption was carriage sickness, but that would not explain all the other times we have been in it. So now it is making me hypothesize that it might be the general area, for whatever reason.
And is it possible for me to? I know I have a negative in magic, but
Can I take your
I'm magic. Can I get a? Is there some way to check weird magic in the area?
When
If
it
it's
comes
something like that.
when it comes to things in particular, one of you could possibly do it. I don't want you guys to know who, so I want the three of you to roll me for your spirit, please. Ronan, Marco, and Gorthos.
Narrows eyes.
I have
All
a
with
guess. A couple guesses.
It's Garf, isn't it?
You
Fucking
know what?
Garf,
It's-
can't believe it.
Because it's the end of the day, there's no reason not to.
Garf.
Eat your
15.
carrots.
Dash a
Dirty,
15 from me.
dirty 20.
Okay, okay.
Beta
I'll roll with
carrot.
all this with the goddess token and 3 of my inspos.
Garf
What?
just sheds a glob of him, and it's just like gives it to Kuro. Put my bouillon. in
9,
soup.
and then
Just a bouillon shoe now.
12. That's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
So 20, 20, 15.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
So, as you guys try to do any sort of feeling, try to do any sort of just sensing of any magical things nearby, unfortunately, none of you really get much. You guys know that Spectacle Rock itself is extremely kind of barren in a lot of ways, so it would not be easy to find like signs of life or anything like that on the bases of it. Maybe on the tops, but around the area it is hard to see any sort of settlements or any sort of things that may lead you toward any kind of people. There's no like clouds of anything to like you guys might have drove through. You guys can't feel any magic going around. As this goes down, however, I am gonna have 3 people roll me to see something as well, because you guys do have 3 people with you that may bring something up, since they have been let into the understanding of things that are going on with you guys. One of them gets a nat 20, and it's kind of funny because they're the one right beside of you. As Sierra looks off toward all of you guys, she looks over toward Polo. Maybe you can ask your friend? As she's like tapping her head.
You don't know how little that narrows it down. Oh, wait.
Oh my god.
I just want to imagine where she was just like not looking at her, and then she looks at her and sees that she's pointing at her head, and it's like, oh. Ask your friend, which fucking one, bitch? No. Polo does not curse, I'm telling you.
Oh, you mean,
Yeah, the one that did your hair.
Master Zola?
I mean, if it's something to do with you, maybe they might have felt it too.
Very likely so. How do I,
She just like gives her head a little knock, just like knock knock.
As you knock,
Master Zola?
as you knock on your head, you get a knock back. No, I'm playing.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, exactly.
You give a little knock as you try to get involved with this. You try to figure things out. You find that there is a bit of a response, not really anything that is like whenever you meditate on it or anything like that, but you do feel there is a slight response from that. There's a slight acknowledgement to it. I would like you to roll me for your spirit, please.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Spirit. I heard the sequel wasn't as good, but the original was fine. It didn't even need a sequel in the first place. Why did they just turn it into a horse girl movie? They didn't have to do that. Horses are for everybody. 9.
Awesome.
9. It was spirit. So 9 plus 4 plus another 4. So 9 plus 8. 17.
As you try to do this, you kind of sit back, you give a little knock on your head, as Kuro and Sierra and Marco and Gorthos and Ronan, everybody kind of just like look at you for a bit. You're like, is that how it works? You're just knocking on the head? You hear from inside of yourself, deep within yourself. What? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Polo.
hello, Master Zola.
Hello, sorry, I was distracted. Is there something wrong?
I was actually just about to ask you that very thing. I feel somehow like something is hindering me.
Hindering you?
I feel sick, but it seems nobody else is affected in any sort of way. I was wondering if maybe it might be something magical or spiritual of any sort, that you might have maybe noticed it yourself.
That was a weird sudden change there. I'm sorry, I pressed a button. It wasn't a 10-0, we'll just go to a 10-0. As you say that to him, he goes, sorry, I've been a bit distracted the past few hours. I've not been feeling amazingly well myself, though it's not physical like that. I feel that maybe whatever happened inside of the forest might have given me a bit of, the closest I can say to it is anxiety.
Oh?
Sorry. I haven't been paying attention. I don't feel anything wrong with you. Sorry.
I wonder... No, that's fine.
I should be paying more attention.
Well, what is it about the forest since we left that is giving you pause?
Well, while we were in there, everything seemed fine, and whenever we left, everything seemed fine. I feel distracted. I feel disheveled. More long D words.
Disoriented?
Yes. And I can't place exactly what it is. It has not been... I was going to say it's been a long time since I've felt anything like this, but I felt many things being inside of a mortal body for the first time, mostly ever, and I have just been having many different experiences, so it's hard to say exactly what's different. I feel... What's another D word? Dread. As well. But this is not about me, it's about you. I could try to see if I could exert some power to aid you with your queasiness.
I mean, I'm sure it'll find its way to pass over. I mostly just wanted to see if you'd found any disturbances of any sort.
I promise you, I will be more attentive. I'm very sorry.
No, it's quite all right, Master. You can rest easy.
I don't know what's wrong. Maybe rest, yes, I'll... He seems to trail off.
She just kind of like looks up to like everybody and just kind of like shakes her head like nothing.
Sorry.
No, it was a very good idea, Miss Sierra.
I'll see if I have anything in my things. I was trying to get a lot of potions before we left out, though some of the ones I asked for weren't available for some reason. She will go back over toward the carriage. You guys look over to Polo. They don't seem as if they are too pale. They don't seem that physically out of it. Koro seems very much more worried than anybody else. He's just like,
I can play a song for you if you want. Maybe it might help you feel a little better.
Hearing your music always makes me feel better.
No. Well, alrighty then. And he will pull out his violin and he will start playing the Song of Healing.
Okay. As you begin to play the Song of Healing, you do play it rather well. What are you playing it with?
He is playing it with the... I mean, he's more experienced with his violin, so he's going to play it with that.
Okay. As you play the Song of Time, you let forth the the long song you started out. As most everybody at this point, hearing that you have began to play, start making their way out from the carriages and off to check other things. Some of them have been looking about, trying to see what was going on throughout the rest of the place. Some of them start joining in, as some of them do have their own instruments of their own. As you get near the end of it, you do find that it does feel a little bit better, Polo. The Song of Healing does make you that queasiness, the stomach turning feeling go away, but not the kind of feeling that it happened, if that makes any sense. You still feel that something is off, but you do not feel physically sick any longer.
Yeah.
As this goes down, and as you do play that through, Ronan, Sierra makes their way back and pulls out a large sack of what appears to be different kinds of potions. You guys look in there and you see blue potions, red potions, green potions, all the potions you guys have sort of used throughout the game so far. As she pulls them out and starts to bring through, these were all the ones that I could get from Pam before everything went down. She said that for some reason, somebody took a lot of theirs. A lot of them were missing whenever she was going through them. But I didn't think that any of them were that important. They were just kind of the novelty ones. She pulls out a red potion and holds it out to you. I guess you're feeling better, but if you do start to feel queasy anymore, maybe this will help.
It is worth a try if it keeps persisting. Thank you.
If you can feel like you can carry anything down, I'll tell you this. Whenever I was feeling terrible before, drinking a potion and then throwing it back up, it doesn't really do you any good. As she hands you a what appears to be a medium red potion.
Yeah.
These would have 4 uses. These heal the exact same amount as a normal red potion, though. The small ones you guys are used to, but they can be used up to 4 times, which is good. That being said, you have that given over to you. The night passes a little bit without nothing really going off from you guys. What would you, I was gonna ask you guys what you guys would like to do for the night, but it does seem that Ronan wants to do something.
I was gonna say at the end of that, I would have just to for him to check off the list. He'll use the action thing for Serenade of Water. Just kind of like at the end of the Song of Healing, just do that real quick, just to see if he'll use the thing that like lets him detect any type of magic-y things going on with someone.
Give me a spirit check.
I'll put in 3 inspos as well. That's 18 total.
Ronan, as you begin to play, as you finish one song and then you play the other, trying to see if there's anything else that can come from it. Roll me one more time. You got a fleeting.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Just in case anything different comes down.
That's worse.
You do find that as you play it and as you look over the form of Polo, there is a shine that comes from Polo for a brief second as you finish your song. The only thing that you can equate it to as you look at it appears to be something akin to a bright sunlight, a flash of light that seems to have came from them.
Okay.
But other than that, you can't really find much of anything else. I would mention to you that this does seem rather normal because you know what's inside of them. However, other times you've played this song, that has not happened around Polo. So it is different.
Yeah, he's never targeted Polo as well, though.
Well, again, whenever you play the song around thing, you know what I mean.
Okay.
We can assume you play songs a lot of times.
Okay.
I would say that you have played the song at some point since Polo has got the god inside of them.
It's not a generally targeted.
That one is a targeted thing. That one, the thing he's saying is a targeted thing. but we can assume that
Okay.
in the past like month that
In the
she's
time
had
off
them.
that we've
yeah.
had that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, this is a new thing. A flash seems to have come from Polo. You seem to be the only one that has noticed it.
Okay. Did no one? We're not going to talk about that. Okay. No one see that?
See what? Is she dying?
No. She glowed for a second. That's all.
Oh, then she
I
must
don't
be
know
getting
what
better.
I don't.
Here's that. You're
No.
glowing, Polo.
Oh, thank you.
I was just trying to see if there's any like magic-y things happening with you, and that's all that happened. Is just you kind of glue, like is glowed like the sun.
Well, that would make sense with Master Zola, but I'm guessing you're thinking it's rather unorthodox because it has not happened?
Yeah, I'd never seen that before. I don't know what's up with it.
Ronan, looking around after playing the song, roll me for your instinct.
Come here. That's 10.
One more time, please.
Okay. Hubba. That's 20.
It's like this was a 10, that's a 20. Hold on, let me do one more time. 30. No, I'm playing.
40.
If only.
You finish your song, and
Yeah.
again, usually you get some kind of understanding or some kind of reaction from it. You know that it usually isn't as cryptic as what you just saw. As you stand up, you look around, you do find
Oh yeah,
that
calm down.
you do find that something
yeah,
seems to be
I don't like chocolate milk, so you can enjoy that. A lot of it. A lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a time to be back. I want to clip all that.
so.
Please, someone clip that.
So,
Do it right now.
what I
Do
was-
it right now.
Yes.
Yes.
What I was
Scott.
saying is that again, finishing things, you usually get something else from that. You don't usually get something cryptic. You don't usually get something like that. You usually feel if something's actually up. As you stand up and begin to sort of look about, you do find that there is a feeling very similar to the energy that you had felt from Polo, seemingly behind you, coming from the trail you guys had just came from.
I turn around.
You can't see anything. Nothing really seems to come out at you as you look back there. But it is definitely something. I'm gonna be frank. You and Polo are the ones I've been trying to get rolls out of.
Oh, is it?
So
I see. I wasted resources.
Yeah,
I
you
see.
did.
I see. Fuck you.
If I ever ask that again, just don't use resources. With that being said,
Fuck you.
from as you look back and as you do kind of feel something, you feel that maybe something might have happened to Polo back there, but now it seems to be gone. From what you had done, it seems to be over. Whatever that was is now out of their system.
Okay.
Which again kind of goes with what I was talking to you about, Polo. You feel that whatever that nausea was is gone, but the idea of it is still there. The idea that it happened is still there, but you are no longer being affected by anything, from what you guys can tell.
Well, that's good.
It's great. Hendrickson shows up and Kamehameha's you all into the sun. Captain Dild shows up and Kamehameha's you all into the sun.
Hooray!
I love the Dragon Ball game starting.
Oh my god, it's time. The Super Saiyan dildo.
But yes.
Weird direction, Toriyama.
And she'll be back in like 2 to 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I can probably handle it. I'm up to speed, I think.
Okay. So what do you want to do with that information?
I mean,
I was talking to Tristan. I want to see what.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What do you want to give us your best Polo impression, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready to leave. You guys can deal with it.
Yeah, but you got to say it in character.
I am ready to leave. I do not wish to be here. I am tired of this phony accent. It was me all along, Eisen. I found the Hokyoku.
Fucking Christ.
I mean, it's canon now. It happened.
I only
it happened
looked
in the
like a
game.
half demon female because of Kyoka Suigetsu. Nobody fucking noticed.
It's crazy.
She can hear you, by the way.
But yes, with that information on you, Ronan, you do relay said information. You do let people, you do let Polo know that whatever it is gone, but it definitely did come from back there, which gets you guys thinking. If you guys go back there, maybe something like that would happen again. Maybe you guys could pinpoint it again if you really feel the need to go back and check that out. Or you guys could go forward, because
I don't get a sense of how far back that is, right?
Yeah,
Just that it was further.
It was somewhere between where you are now and the forest.
Yeah, so
unfortunately, you guys, I could tell you outside in the meta. It was probably back whenever I had you guys roll, whenever you guys were near the center of the Spectacle Rock. But you would not know, Ronan, how far.
Yeah.
That being said, does anybody have anything they want to do for the night? Anything you guys would like to talk about as far as the information you guys just learned, or what is up ahead?
I mean, I guess it might not be entirely relevant at this present moment, but kind of dropping that Pan was kind of robbed before we left is kind of just like in my mind.
You wanna try to talk to Sierra about it?
Yeah.
You find as Polo is getting themselves a bit of water and some food, since you guys have made camp.
Yeah, they'll fire an arrow into the sky, scream, and then faint.
That is the Polo we know and love.
I told you I knew about the lore.
I wonder what's gonna happen when that comes back down. I pity
It's like
whoever it hits.
It just splits as like 1,000 arrows in the sky and starts raining down.
Fucking your archer now? All right. Or no, sorry, an archer.
An archer.
But yes, as Polo, you are getting some food settling your stomach, having being told that you are now out of whatever that was. Marco, you make your way over to Sierra, who seems to be looking through their potions and putting things away. Go ahead.
So I kind of want to follow up on the whole Pan thing. She got robbed.
Oh, mostly just a bunch of weird things are gone from her stuff. It happened before you guys came to get me. Whenever we were trying to settle everything and try to figure out what we were gonna do next, I asked her to see if she could get me some potions refilled. I didn't know if I was gonna be going with you guys, but I did have an idea of if we were gonna make our way back to the city, I should have something on me. She said that a lot of her specialty potions were gone, a bunch of those just kind of novelty ones. Let's see here. You remember that potion that Gallon had used before that like kind of changed his skin tone and stuff?
Yeah,
like
I remember
stuff like that. Like that's like something like that was gone. There was a bunch of like speaking with animals ones that were gone. There was one that was really good at plant growth and things of that nature. Just kind of some odds and ends just seem to have been gone from her things. And aside from the fact that the ingredients were a little rare, they aren't the most expensive of potions. When I asked her when they were gone, she said that she didn't even really know. It had to have been sometime since we've been over at the Zora domain, though. I don't want to say it was any of the Zora. I don't think that that's true, but maybe she just misplaced them. You guys are all around. You guys can all hear, by the way, as well.
Huh. I mean, I can see the value of something like the disguise potion. Like, that one's kind of the most useful of that bunch, just
I mean,
generally.
disguise is a strong word for that one. You guys remember that one. It mainly just sort of made him look weird. But apparently it's supposed to hide your signature or hide your magic or whatever from whoever's trying to find you.
Like, say, a magical puppet probably would be undetectable by it if it drank it.
I don't know if a magical puppet could drink it. Potions don't really work like that from what I've been told. You have to kind of have guts for it to work. That's why I said earlier whenever I threw it up, it wasn't really working, you know? You probably have to have some kind of digestive system or some kind of something like that.
Yeah, maybe this is a dumb thought. Still, though, it's during
Not to mention... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Not to mention, if someone is very magically adept, they might be able to see through it.
Let's see here. If we do want to go down the trail of thought, she had made her potions back when we were at the city, but all of you guys told us to get out of the city, so the only places we went beyond that was the trail going toward the river domain, the river domain itself, and the forest that surrounds it. We had stayed there mostly every other time. We made a few short trips down to the Sun Temple, like we had talked about. But other than that, we didn't. I know they were gone before we went to Lon Lon. So again, I don't. It might have just been one of our guys that came in and swooped them up. You say that we don't really act like bandits, but some of us sure do.
Yeah.
Well, everywhere has people like that.
That being said, it shouldn't affect us too much. We don't have any of those special potions, but we do have all these. It's just a little weird is all. Sorry, I didn't even mean to bring it up.
No, it's fine. We can, once we get to wherever we're going on Spectacle Rock, we can put a doorknob in and investigate in our own time. We have way too much freedom to just move places. We've talked about this before, but jeez.
As you're just like finally coming to the realization of just how fucking broken your house is. You just see Argo over there like, you just now noticed that?
No, we've talked about it before. It's just with everything happening, it's
it's probably the craziest item we've seen is that house.
He's not wrong.
And we have a sacred artifact of a god with several of those with us.
A god is in one of our bodies.
Also true. That's also true.
And that still is the most important thing I think we have. Ronan is wearing a dragon.
These are all of these ridiculous things we're saying are true, and it's
He's over here listening to this like, oh fuck.
Maybe I really shouldn't have fucked with these guys. I'm just... maybe they weren't joking about the world coming at me thing.
Did you show him our fights on Scribo?
Oh fuck.
He just shows him what we did to that one puppet in front of a giant dragon demon skeleton thing. Just the instant death that thing received.
Or how Marco and Gallon just fucking insta-gibbed a giant ghost plant.
It was mostly Gallon.
Maybe if we were to fight, I'll have to activate my curse mark.
I'm just going to lean in.
Anyway, yeah, as you have that conversation, you got a little bit of information from that. Something happened to Pan's stuff somewhere between Hateno, the domain, and the Sun Temple, but nothing really of that much value was taken, just kind of some freaky potions. Does anybody else have anything they want to talk about or check out while we're here?
I think Ronan wanna pull Obra aside to have a chat real quick.
You make your way over. You find that Obra currently is kind of pointing several things out to Sephin. It seems to have him unloading certain things of crates and things that they were given by the Rito. They seem to be a lot of just food and other such things that seem to be around. As he seems to be moving stuff around, and Rudan just kind of barking orders at him at this point. Obra looks back to you, just like, "Oh, she's learning so well."
She'll be a good ruler someday.
What's going on? Is Polo doing all right?
I think she's doing better now.
It's really strange that some kind of effect like that would happen without any of us really noticing. I mean, we have some decently powerful people here.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's something happened, I guess, a little while back. I don't know how far exactly, but
we need to keep
it
our
seems
eyes
to have
more
worn
open
off now. Yeah, but I was there's something I want to talk to you about, and I want to tell you before we go any further.
All right, hold on. Radon, you're in charge. She takes your hand and starts walking down the trail.
You follow?
You hear that? I'm in charge. I was already in charge, but now I'm even more in charge. Understood. You get taken a little bit down the trail away from the others as she sort of just goes over and sits over, like just puts her legs over the side where the trail meets cliff. Seems to be overlooking the Lost Woods. As she looks back over to you, is this far enough?
Yeah, she should be fine.
I mean, we can make our way all the way down if you want.
No, we're good. He will sit down next to her. So I don't think I've told you this already. But a little while back, I had a talk with Jason. And since the topic is becoming more and more relevant as we progress, I figured you should probably know something that she told me.
Oh no!
Obra, I have a daughter.
Obra, you might have a stepkid.
And the reason I didn't bring it up till now is because it might end up not being true.
Yeah.
It might end up not being relevant.
Does this have anything to do with your insistence to talk to the sage inside the forest?
Yeah, it did. But when we got rid of that big Gomez thing, she remembered some stuff about her dad. And not everything, but she remembered his name. And his name is Ronan.
Ronan.
And he was
continue. Sorry, continue.
And he was the one who taught her all of her music. And when we were up on the lava mountain in the river domain, she played a song that I made that I never taught her. So there's that.
Ronan,
Yes,
Jason doesn't have fins.
she doesn't, and that was the first thought I had too. She, from what it seems like, she seems to think that I like adopted her or something. That's the most sense we can make of it right now. But I don't know when that would have happened, or if it hasn't happened yet, or time is weird. Time is soup. And it's I don't know what to make of it. And we
You think that
kind of
time travel is involved?
I feel like it has to be, because I don't remember anything like that. And we also found that version of her stuck in an ice cube.
Yeah. Though that version of her seemed to have just about everything on them other than, well, the Master Sword.
Yeah. I don't know when that version of her exists. If that is the her that will be, or a her that was.
Well, while I don't really have any expertise in time magic, dabbled, but you know, who hasn't? It's interesting.
Hurts my head.
I thought you wanted to get away so we could kiss or something, but this is much more
Oh,
interesting.
I'm down for that.
No, we have to do this now. Later.
Okay.
Well, from what we learned inside the forest, Jason, or someone who looked like Jason that was wearing Matilda's clothes, or Matilda or something. We know it was Jason because you had asked about Jason. So for some reason Jason was dressed as Matilda, which is weird. But they somehow appeared in the Lost Woods during that fight, that 1,000-year ago 100 hero fight.
Right.
At which point, are we thinking that Jason is who had a dad named Ronan?
Maybe.
She mentioned that she had gotten the Sword of Evil's Bane inside of the Lost Woods, and when she left, she was here. So we can assume then that time brought her back to this time.
My head is already hurting.
Yes. The one thing we can be sure of is that she could not have fully gotten that sword in the past. People would have realized in the last 1,000 years if the Sword of Evil Bane was gone.
Right.
So she just kind of like stares off toward the forest. I don't know. It seems like everything's tied to that fight that Gorthos had, but she didn't seem like she had anything to do with that. She showed up near the end of it. And what good would she have done in that fight anyway?
I don't know. Seemed like she kind of maybe just wound up there and
But
didn't
when did
know
she
where
wind
she
up
was,
there
or-
from?
That's a good question. I mean, she was wearing Matilda's stuff. So could it have possibly happened during the time the princess was missing? And people thought that she was the princess? I don't
Well,
know. She wouldn't have been able to leave the city then, though.
The one thing that worries me is that perhaps it hasn't happened yet. But at the same time, that doesn't make any sense because she already knows everything and already knows you, and
She already remembered me as being her dad. So
we should get them. They were making their way down into the temples below, and I don't want to startle you or bring anything up that seems obvious, but they are exploring the Temple of Time right now.
okay.
That is what that temple is.
Yeah.
Argo yelling in the background. I'm just saying this for like months now.
But
So
we should most likely try to see if they know anything or have found anything or have disturbed anything or something.
yeah.
Hmm.
When we get to the witch place, we put up a doorknob maybe and head back and try to grab her.
Yeah, and we don't let them just tell us no like they did last time. While I'm fully on both of them having their independence, God knows they need it. I do think that we need to lower any amount of strangeness that's happening. That fireball I made is going to go off one day, and whatever they're fighting is going to explode. But I don't know exactly what's going to happen after that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, we get Jason, and then hopefully Ivori can maybe give us some answers.
That is true. Ivori was there, and it seemed like they had done something on top of the temple from what we had saw in that vision, right? Maybe they had something to do with that.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, the old sage lady said that she might know something. So that's kind of where all my bets are right now.
This is a frustrating little conundrum. Usually I have some ideas on what's going on, but it almost seems like everything's too wrapped up together to really even work. It has to have already happened because she remembers you, but the only time that could have been was whenever they were knocked out by Matilda, but they were cooped up in the castle the whole time.
Yeah. None of it works.
We will get answers.
Yeah. That's we Jason and I promised each other that we wouldn't, like, act too hard on it until we learned more, but the time to learn more is now.
And what's gonna happen if you do find out that you're their dad?
I don't know. I haven't been thinking about it. As per our agreement.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to let you not think of it now that I know it exists. Do you realize how interesting this is and all the faces you're making right now? You never should have told me.
I didn't want you to get to the WitchCon and to suddenly learn that I might have a daughter at some point. Like, I didn't want you to hear that from anyone but me.
Yes, but I'm going to continually tease you about this. I'm going to bring it up all the time now.
I should have.
We're going to be in the middle of kissing, and I'm going to remind you have a daughter, and you're going to freak out.
Why would you do it then?
Because I'm chaos. Speaking of which, she stands up. As she does, she leans over at you while you're still sitting and gives you a kiss on the fin.
A kiss on the fin?
Kiss on the little dorsal fin.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. As she does this, she looks over to you. I don't know how romantic I can be right now, so let's settle with that for now.
All right. That's fair enough.
Ronan.
Yeah.
this is going to change everything, but it isn't going to change anything. Don't worry.
That's good to know.
Thank you for telling me. And also, thank you for telling me.
You're welcome on both accounts.
And I will continue to tell you.
I'm sure you will.
She starts walking away.
Stand up and follow her back.
Poor Ronan. He's just like, I'm trying to tell you I'm a single father so I don't become a single father.
He knows this is who she is. He signed on for this.
Why would you do that though? Because I'm chaos. There is no other option but to do this now.
I guess we could just never have a romantic moment again.
It's unfortunately how it's going to happen until I get bored of this. But no, as you make your way back.
I missed this game.
As you make your way back, we have Marco having talked to Sierra. We have Ronan having talked to Obera. Does anything want to go down between Polo and Gorthos? You guys have anything you want to do, or should we make our way toward the next morning unless something happens while you're sleeping or something?
What could possibly happen while we're sleeping?
No, maybe you tell Obera that it's Jason's also your kid, and then
Hey, Ronan, he knows that you're really dealing with a lot right now, so he didn't know how to bring this up, but you're talking about joint custody. Poor Ronan, his life sucks.
I feel like his life doesn't suck too hard.
He's got it pretty good.
He's got it pretty good.
Except for that whole kid thing. I think if it wasn't time travel, I'm sure he'd be happier.
His life is confusing. I wouldn't say it sucks.
I hate when I'm confused. It sucks. But no, I don't. I really can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. If Paula has something, then.
She's trying to just kind of. She's not against interacting with anyone, but she's just kind of sort of chilling out.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of, a little bit like if she is still feeling this like little bit of sickness, she doesn't want to overexert herself and then actually become a problem.
Of course. You guys get yourselves through the night. As you do, mostly the night passes without any sort of incident. You guys do feel as you go to sleep, every now and then, maybe it's because you're this close to the forest, maybe it's because of the altitude, but you do every now and then, if you ever hear like the cawing of a bird or anything of that nature, you do sort of almost instinctively look to the forest thinking, oh fuck, the rock. But nothing really comes of it. Nothing really goes down. There's no anything that seems to come at you in your sleep. But in fact, when you guys are asleep, it feels really good. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Ronan did the Song of Time before, not Song of Time, the Song of Healing beforehand. But you guys do feel that a lot of that fatigue you guys have been built up through this last week or so of travel has been sort of fine. Especially, you know, the rush that happened in the forest. As you guys do go to wake up. You guys wake up to the sound of flute playing. As you do note that both Argo and the Skull Kid seem to be just over by where the campfire is. Both of them having their different flutes going at each other, having a flute battle. But not going too ham on it. Not trying to wake you guys up or anything.
Having a dude off.
I imagine that the sound of flute is like, oh, that's nice. And he remembers there's a Skull Kid. He's like, oh, wait. Oh, shit, wait.
This Skull Kid does not have an actual Ocarina of Time. He just has a regular looking flute that he's been doing it with.
Duke magic flute.
Duke magic
just like
flute.
sighs, like, oh, that was close.
As
so close.
As you guys get yourselves up and ready to go. The last little legs of travel go forward for the beginning of the day. As you guys do this, you find that Gorthos, you are leading them further and further off and around the right of Spectacle Rock. You guys had given yourselves like a day, and you guys are decently sure if there was any big progress, you would follow it up. But after a day of travel up here, you guys do find that it is decently hard to see any major progress. You guys are mostly going off and around Spectacle Rock instead of going up at the moment. I'd like to know, do you guys want to turn back and get away from Gorthos's feelings of going forward toward this section, or do you guys want to keep going and try to see what's going on with Gorthos's feelings? Because Gorthos, you do still feel like ahead of you is something.
He's not sure why we're not making as much progress anymore. He feels that there's something ahead. Feels like it's just around every single corner we turn, yet it never is.
I don't mind keeping going.
If everybody's fine with continuing.
Yeah.
You guys travel for a little bit longer. Travel being, you know, you guys do take breaks throughout the day. You guys do try to get your things together. It is getting around the end of the day. And again, you guys have not made any progress up Spectacle Rock. It's just been around. At this point, you guys find that your travel has got you up and down, almost to the point of, you guys feel that you're almost at the very easternmost part of Spectacle Rock at this point. That being said, the view doesn't show that. You guys know you've been traveling long enough that you guys should see mountains off to your east. You guys should see them, should see Death Mountain. But instead, as you guys look out from the cliffside, you still see the Lost Woods to your right.
And just to be sure of it, the place that we're currently at doesn't look familiar, right?
You guys don't feel like you're going in circles, no.
Yeah.
You guys do feel that you made more progress. If you guys would have been on the ground, you would have made it around to the east of Spectacle Rock by now. You know that for a fact. But for some reason, you still just see the Lost Woods off from the cliffs. As you continue forward and as you continue on, eventually, Gorthos, you reach a cliff. Looking out where you're at, you see a sheer drop in front of you. Down below you, you find there are other trails and other things down there, but it is far down below where you're at currently. It would take you basically down to the bottom of the bottom of the rock at this point, and you don't see any safe way that the carriages can go down. You look around and you feel that sensation still, but it feels closer than ever. You feel like you should be there.
Something's wrong. We should be there now. We should have arrived. Not met a cliff face. Looking at the rocks, like the mountainside. My first instinct would be to check if there's like a passageway behind, like on the wall of the plateau here. So looking out towards the cliff.
You look back toward where the rock is. As you do, you look it up and down. You try to see if there's anything that seems somewhat familiar to you. Try to see if there's any kind of like crack in the surface of it to like go through or go behind. There doesn't seem to be anything especially big enough again for your carriages either. As you look it over and as you kind of try to put your arms around it, nothing immediately comes to your vision. As you all sit there for a minute watching Gorthos pat the side of the cliff face, you guys do find that there doesn't seem to be anything you guys can see either. What should we do?
I want to play my Minuet of Forest to see if there's like magical things happening around us.
You're not teleporting.
No.
Man, I love going back to start.
To detect magical spirit energies that are new or altered. If Gorthos is feeling something here, it's most likely not new. That being said, you play.
If it's an active thing, though, then maybe.
You play the song. Nothing feels new or altered here. Gorthos is definitely feeling something from what he's saying, but you can't find anything new about this place, at least as far as magical or spiritual. Anybody else have anything they want to try?
Crow's whole seeing through illusions isn't letting him see things, right?
Currently, Koro does not be able to see any kind of illusionary walls or anything like that. Not to mention, Gorthos has been putting his grubby little mitts on the entirety of the cliff face.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else have any ideas?
It's probably maybe having Orion sniff around. Maybe he can find some any traces of a scent passing through anything.
That could possibly be something. Looking at Orion's sheet, you find that he does have a +4 to his instinct. Would you like to roll me for that?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
17.
As a 21. As
damn.
Gorthos, you put your grubby little mitts on everything. You're trying your best to feel your way through. As you do, you almost give up for a moment. That being said, though, you hear Polo tell Orion to look into some things. And as Orion goes forward, he begins to start sniffing around at the area that you're at as well. And he's apparently feeling something. He's apparently sniffing something around.
He's in dog mode. He's like, oh, it caught something. There's something here.
If only we had that potion that can speak with animals. Would that work on him? He's dead. Do I have to have the potion that speaks with dead things then? Or would both work?
I guess.
He has his way of communicating.
I guess Marco will try to see if his treasure sense will go off.
Marco,
or I guess
you make your way over to it. Go ahead and roll me for your instinct, please.
Yeah.
And go ahead and give yourself 3 of these back.
Why, thank you. That's so nice.
Because I'm feeling generous.
I will immediately use all 3.
I will wait for Marco to do his thing.
And fuck it. Why not? As a treat. It's been a month. I'll use one of these point things. The 4, and then second roll. Come on, higher than 4. Let's
4,
see.
1?
14.
4, 1.
1, 4.
That is 25.
We're gonna go with 25.
25 going once.
Use the 4.
What?
25 going twice.
What was that, Anthony?
Use the 4.
Use the 4.
What 4?
I don't know. The 4 he rolled first.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where we're going with audio. Use the 4 instead.
I was just seeing if you were gonna do anything.
That's a 25, so I don't feel like I need to.
No, you don't have to. I guess that's fine.
Fuck you.
I just
him talk to you like that?
Can't believe him. Can't believe him at all. I just
You know
wanted. I wanted to see if I could get you to waste one of those.
Eat a dick. I know what I'm doing. Look, after earlier, I'm not letting you have any more fucking fun.
give me fun.
Maybe I'll tell you guys about Star Fun Field later.
Marco, you look around the area. You watch as Orion is sniffing around the base of the area. You look at him. Every now and then you do find that he seems to circle back toward like one section of where it is. You look around until you do find, looking a lot higher than where Gorthos is, what appears to be 3 different tiny holes. Again, almost like double the height of where Gorthos would be right now, where he would be standing and even like stretching his arms out. There appears to be these 6 holes, 3 on each side.
Well, Marco will begin climbing up to these holes with his combination of hover hat, climbing boots, and traveler's hook. I just need the cloak so I can fly or something at this time.
Marco.
Gorthos has forgotten one of the most ancient rules. Always look up.
Marco, you climb yourself up. You use your hover hat to like give yourself like almost like a mini little double jump. Not really, but kind of. You get up there, you climb up to the side, you put your arm in one of the 6 holes. As Gorthos, you look up, you see that there are 3 holes where Marco is, each of them aligned like very close to each other. As he seems to be gripping at one, they seem to be around the size of his hand. These holes are, as if they were made for like someone climbing. You look to the other side, you see 3 more holes on the other side of it, a little bit away from where Marco is, like 4 Marcos in between. As you are up there, Marco, you look inside. You do find that as you're looking inside, you see the end of the holes. They're almost like little cubbies, but there is sheer rock behind it. You look up into the other hole above it, same thing, sheer rock behind it. You look up into the final one above that, sheer rock.
There are strange holes in the rock. There are sheer holes that go far in, not too far. It's like I can't reach my hand back.
It's like arm's reach for you, like arm's length.
Reach. I put my hand and arm all the way through. Do I even touch the end of it?
Yep. But again, you just feel kind of rock.
No give or take at the very end of it. No,
nope.
Like shifting of the rocks at all.
Solid ass rock.
How high up are these again?
Like double your height.
Yeah, like double you, like with your arms outstretched.
Okay, so it doesn't look like they're like meant to be climbed.
Donu size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marco... What about demon size?
I mean, we don't have a demon around. We don't know. Who knows?
Marco will climb back down, and he will like get a little bit farther away to see if he could like notice more holes, to see if it like forms like a more like a, I don't know, like if you connected the dots, an image of something.
Nope, they're just 6 dots, 3 on each side. To answer your question though, Gorthos, it would be probably around the height you would think your demon body could mess about with.
Give Gorthos a moment. He needs to change.
They're not climbing holes.
Gorthos goes around the back of one of the carriages. As Gorthos does this,
just walk or just like you just hear the sounds of footsteps as they just get like thunder, like louder and louder. Like, all right, like a revolving door.
I don't remember which one you said you brought. We're just gonna assume you brought this one.
No, it was Donu and Demon.
Yeah.
The double D's. I'm not gonna put the gear on. I'm not gonna switch over. It's fine.
As you come back around, doom, stomping, you find that you are very easily able to reach these now.
His clawed hands, they can fit in these holes easily.
Easily enough. They're a little snug, but easily enough. You find that you put 3 of your fingies inside. They seem to fit on either side relatively well.
My mentality is that this is some way to open a doorway.
Maybe.
So I'm gonna put pressure on it. Pull, push, pull down, pull up, pull out.
Roll me for your strength, please. Your physique.
Okay.
Which would be demon physique now. So that would be plus 3,
5.
so you'd have a 5. Or 6? No, 5.
No,
'cause this is
dumb.
Dono. Yeah.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, okay. I mean, might as well. 20? No. So 18, 22, 3,
You begin
28.
to kind of move things about. As you do find that whenever you go to push said rock, it does seem to somewhat give. You guys see a bit of dust coming from the rock as you find that Gorthos pushes it in very slightly. And as you push it in, Gorthos, it eventually stops. But then it's almost like muscle memory takes over, which is weird because you don't have any muscle.
The irony.
But as you push it in slightly, you then pull it to its side as if it is a sliding door. And the rock seems to go into the rock face in front of you as a large opening appears in front. And as you see this large opening, let me get a map.
Oh, snap. If that didn't work, I was legit just about to fucking make a hole in the wall.
Gorthos knew he was right.
As you do this, as you push your way in and allow for the rock to make its way into a small crevice about the area, you look inward toward what appears to be a large opening. Again, I'm trying to get this to be as big as I fucking can, but you know, you guys are there, and I don't want to fuck with you guys. You find this very large.
Holy shit!
I'm trying to get it to fucking lock. It won't lock. There we go. You find as you open it up and as you look inside, you do see a slight bit of stairs leading upwards. These very crude wooden stairs upon the ground as it seems to go up a slight incline. You follow it up, and as you do, you step out into a very almost nostalgic feeling place. It feels very strange to say that since you really don't have any memory of this place, but a part of you, as you look into here, I'm gonna make it bigger even because you guys are so fucking big. A part of you, as you look to this, sees it as home.
Home?
Home. Maybe a home away from home even, but home. You step inside what appears to be this large fucking opening in the cliff face that leads far upwards. Seems to even probably go up to the top of Spectacle Rock. The others would make their way coming in after. At least I'm guessing.
Yeah.
He just takes like a deep breath, like, ah. It's good to be home again. Home away from home. Gorthos welcomes you all into this place.
Gorthos, you do this, you step out into this, you turn around, like, Gorthos welcomes you. You find, like, you almost slightly trip as you look down into what appears to be a starry sky in the like in a circular pattern in the middle of your floor.
Right, watch your step.
What do you mean, watch our step?
It has been
That's
some time.
sky.
Oh yes.
Is that not a painting? Or
No.
That is a hole.
I didn't even have to have your
What?
fucking your decision on that, Deke. I already knew that was not a fucking painting.
What is this place?
Yes, where are we?
A home away from home, a place of infinite nostalgia. That still escapes him, the specifics of it. But he feels comfortable here. He knows this place.
Should I put
This
the
will lead to
knob
the-
here?
Perhaps not.
Should I put the knob in the rock? Like, what the fuck?
Should I like go over here, like put the knob, like stick it right on here, and like figure out what happens next because it's a hole?
Why is there a sky hole in your floor?
I would ask. Oh, that's not right.
Find the right one.
I would ask. No, damn, what the hell? Holy crap. Da, 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 da. There we go.
Don't worry, we'll give you a minute.
There we go.
Oh,
There we go. I would ask
some more
that you
bars.
don't. As you guys look up, hearing a slightly echoey and then like very deep for some reason, and then kind of robotic-y and then kind of weird. As
Gotta be mysterious, you know.
very mysterious, very strange. I hate my GoXLR sometimes. But as you guys look up, you guys see for a moment, standing atop one of the larger sections of this place, a cloaked figure with bright white wings as they spread them and begin to fly themselves down, but not all the way down to where you guys are, just a little bit up from you. You guys see what appears to be a alabaster feathered Rito. As they look off to each of you, you do find that there is a growling sensation behind you, as Sephin seems to have noticed them as well. But there is a woman who brings themselves just in front of where each of you are. I would ask that you not touch the, well, expanse. It is not done yet. Other than that, I suppose, make yourselves at home.
Sister!
You like go over like sister, and then
So does she fly or teleport?
she flies. She just gives like a
Okay.
single gust, like a single movement of their wings, and it seems to propel them up and over a bit. Yes, welcome back, Gorthos.
Oh, you.
Flutter, 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 flutter. As she returns to her original spot, she looks towards you and then looks toward everybody else for a moment before bringing their eyes back toward your form that you have ripped the hood off of. And she goes, your old one was better. Didn't have as much of that, well, gaudy metal on it.
He thinks it complements his structure.
I didn't mean gaudy as in it looked bad. I mean literal gaudy.
Oh, that. He thinks it complements his structure.
The armor's new. The gauntlet's new.
You need to make do. Lack of it in that tomb and all.
You do seem to get more and more involved with every life. Though this one seems to be in particular annoying.
Oh, they've all had their ups and downs, Igori.
It seems that this time you must have lost your restraint. She looks over toward the rest of you as she sees armors and bows and shit that you guys have and goes, definitely lost your restraint.
He doesn't know what you're talking about. He's always been like this.
You have always been a nut for creating things, though in this short amount of time since your awakening. Either way. She seems to flutter herself down to ground level as she stands in front of Gorthos for a moment, looks around at each of you, giving a bit of a inquisitive eye before her eyes land on Marco. She then makes her way over, and before even getting to Marco, she raises her her feathered wing. Marco, roll me for your spirit.
Yeah, I had a feeling that she was about to do something.
Finger of death.
So, you know.
Finger
Oh,
of
cool.
death.
I am doing literally everything to resist whatever the fuck she's about to do, because she's going to be like, haha, I've got the cake, now you can leave. So yeah, no, that's not happening, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am, we need answers.
You think so little of her.
12. And the second roll is a 4.
There
so
is
12.
there is a fleeting for Miko. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Miko. Oh, that's a 2. I
No,
didn't mean to
it says
hit that
for
one.
Miko, not
Oh,
Oh, okay.
so 2, 4, 6, 12 plus 3, 9, 12, 21. Right?
21.
Blackjack.
21.
I'm good at blackjack. It's easy. I just have to do pluses.
You said 21?
Yeah.
Meeting is beating.
Hell yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's such a low DC. What's she gonna do?
That? What the second? That's a 9?
Don't worry about it.
She's got a 9?
Don't worry about it. As you feel a little tug on your pouch before you bring your hand to it and sort of swoop your cloak over it for a moment, as she seems to look to you with a bit of a surprise. Relatively good ones this time.
They've always been phenomenal and very talented individuals, Ilori.
There's at least a lot more of them. Again,
Quality
your
of-
restraint seems to be gone.
Such things are something he can't afford anymore.
Are you actually learning?
He's just as surprised as you are.
Well, try not to bother my guests. That being said, I believe you have something for me.
Question.
Something for you?
What was that? What was that, Polo?
Question?
She looks back over towards you. I see you have to spell it out. I meant the cake, but I suppose you would have your questions.
Friend, stop playing so coy.
Yes, please. Step inside. The elements are, well, elements. Bring your horses and such inside as well. We do not want just anyone to know about the entranceway. That being said, this side hasn't been used in quite some time. There's not many people who are strong enough to use it.
Well, he supposes his future sight actually came in handy for once.
It has been used since you have been gone. Do not think otherwise. I'm just saying it's been a long time.
You can't let him have even one, can't you?
If I give you one, you will take many more.
It's true.
As you guys would step in, most of the others would bring themselves further along so that they can be actually in the areas. By the time you guys are leading the two horses inside, she seems to make her way toward the doorway, looking towards your carriages. As she lifts a single wing, and all three of them seem to shrink. As they shrink down, she seems to collect the three of them in her wing before turning and then just sort of swooping her cloak behind her as the entranceway immediately closes.
I thought she was just gonna leave him there, and then we'd have a bunch of ants take away our.
You know how you get ants? This is how you get fucking ants.
As she
What is
closes
this, a cave for ants?
As she closes it behind her, she then motions over toward a section of rock near the entranceway. As she does, seemingly for all of your benefit, if you wish to leave, just turn the rock there.
Okay.
We think
All
that
right.
one's is that new?
New. No, this was made for those of us that aren't motions to how tall you are. Again, though, we have not really had a need for it. Most of us here can just make our way in from the top.
The gift of flight.
Flight, teleportation, convenience, courtesy. Walks away.
Well, he actually has something he's been meaning to talk to you about, some teleportation ideas he's had, but that can wait.
Could you please not stand so close to the expanse?
This has to be new. He does not know what this is.
This was just a hole when you were here, yes. Now it is the expanse. Do not fall in it. It is not done.
Thought it was a perfectly good dumping things into hole. Like all the failures.
We can just move them away with magic, or just throw them off of the cliffs. We don't need to have a hole for everything. You can still throw things in it even. Just don't throw yourself in. I don't know what will happen to you. I don't care what happens to garbage.
Ooh.
So like, what is this expanse thing actually for?
For?
Why do you have it?
The point?
There is no point. It is
This sounds-
it is a wide expanse of astral magic that I've been able to fill a hole with.
This sounds about right.
Magic of the stars, magic that has graced itself to our world from beyond the borders of our known reality.
When you said it's not finished, when it's finished, what's it supposed to do?
Oh.
Phenomenal creation, Ivori.
How do you know it's not finished then?
It isn't doing anything.
What
What if it does nothing when it's finished?
It'll eventually do something. I'll make it do something. It just isn't doing anything yet. Sometimes, like I said, we throw garbage in it, but we don't throw things in it or people that would be terrible.
Have you ever tied anything to a rope and then thrown it in and tried to pull it back?
Of course we've done that.
And?
The rope is gone. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh.
It seems to sever it or burn it or disintegrate it or maybe something nicer.
They must construct an observation post around the hole when it's done.
There has been
He
one
will help
thing.
you with this.
There has been one thing that has returned, but other than that, most things seem to either be destroyed or teleported or changed into energy, or she like looks inside, sent to the astral plane, sent to death. Maybe they're alive when they're sent to death. It's not finished.
What came back?
She looks up toward the areas above where you were all standing. As she does, a sword.
Ooh?
Of course a sword would come back.
It is not a sword any longer.
Oh, wait. What do you mean it's not a sword any longer?
We threw a sword in and a sword spirit came out. I'm guessing because the sword was destroyed and the spirit was inside of it. She's been cleaning now.
Huh.
Or those are getting deja vu.
Apparently they like to keep themselves busy.
That makes sense.
Again, I don't know if the sword turned into a spirit or if the sword going through destroyed the sword and thus the spirit got pushed away or something. You would think that would kill the sword spirit. They don't seem to have any memory of anything.
There's only
obviously
one thing to
did
do
something
then.
to them.
Yes, obviously. Frigorthos will be supplying this hole with many swords. He will help you finish this weird hole.
I
We will
see a
help you
sword
finish
spirit
this-
generator.
We will help you finish the sword spirit generation hole.
You always. Is this what you've been doing while Gorthos was lying in a box?
Oh,
Did
this
we walk
is
into Bleach campaign?
this is a side thing. I don't only work on the Expanse, though. It is the most interesting thing I've done in the last 1,000 years, I suppose.
He finds it hard
This
to
came
believe.
from a rock in space.
A rock in space, you say?
Yes, it fell and did magical things, and then I moved it into the hole, and then I found more and moved even more of them until they became gelatinous, and now they filled the hole. I
And you
wonder
see
if
no
they're
problem
still
with that.
growing, and if they still grow and they get to the bottom of the hole, will it start growing out? I don't know.
Gorthos wishes to make us weapon out of the weird rocks.
They're all in the hole now.
No.
He just like cracks
Well,
his
Gorthos,
knuckles.
I guess you gotta go down in the hole and get a rock.
You see him cracking his knuckles like he's gonna get down there on his knees and do it.
But before anybody decides they all want to jump in the hole, does anybody want to pass me the doorknob?
Huh? Oh, yes. We came here with a reason. Many reasons. We got distracted by the magical hole.
You wish
You
to...
all got distracted by the hole.
You say doorknob. Do you mean the doorknob from...
Magical house, yes.
The Sage of Creation, yes.
Right. His associate is here as well.
Oh, joy.
Cool.
It should work. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Do you have any particular place that you would like it in this place, or should we go to like the place like Polo has to go to and put it there?
Where does Polo need to go to?
Well, I need to bring my brothers.
I feel like I'm missing some context.
I'm going to stick the doorknob somewhere, hopefully, and it will connect this place to the house, and then I will go fetch any further associates.
Yes, but where do you need to go? He said you needed to go somewhere.
I need to go nowhere else.
To go get her brothers.
Yes.
Or are you asking the specific place that her brothers are that she would need to be going to get them?
No, it just...
I just didn't know if we needed to. I didn't know if we needed to go back over to the other Spectacle Rock, to that city. Need to find something over there.
No, I if I'm remembering correctly, the plan was with anybody else that wanted to come.
Well, Marco,
we were gonna stick the.
I'm sure that from what I'm getting outside of game, Marco seems to have been saying if you wanted to use the hole at your dungeon.
And he's trying to cover himself up by saying something else so that because Marco immediately realized
you don't ever
want to say it.
Because you don't ever want the person who lives at Spectacle Rock to know that you're going to the only other place in Spectacle Rock. But yes, that is what I think was being said there. But she just kind of looks at you guys confused. All right.
You learn to pick up on their eccentricities in time.
Either way, I would suggest using it here, I guess. Again, this doorway isn't used that often. And I'm sure having a magical way to go in and out of it would be better than opening the doorway every time, though perhaps the doorway would be open every time. I don't know. I don't know how things work. I can only really focus on one task at a time. I'm not him.
Either way, I will hand off the doorknob to Polo.
I'm not him, and you just see him looking at the hole again. Oh.
As she looks back to what I was saying, you have something for me. Other than questions?
There are very many questions that we have for you. And yes, I do have the cake. I don't know if you want it here. I don't know if you want it in the hole. I could throw the cake in the hole.
I mean, if you do wish to do that, I would not stop you, though then you would be this next thing to go into the hole.
All right then.
It would really be a shame if we had to wait another week or two for another cake.
Marco.
Marco, we spent so much of.
I know, I have it right here. Maybe I want to be the one to activate the card to use the cake from now.
I mean, she's not gonna immediately use the cake here.
I know that, but she wants the card.
She will, if you bring the card out, she will take the card from you. Thank you.
Here you go.
Now, before anything else, she looks over toward the large Rito you guys have came in with. I see that I didn't kill him. Isn't that what you wanted?
Yes.
No.
No.
He did not want you to kill him. That was not the objective in any capacity. So good. You did good to not kill him. It was the good thing that you intended to do.
Yes.
Ori.
No.
Because you're nice, Sivori. You do not need to hide your ways from me, witch. I'm not hiding anything. They're hiding things.
You can't blame him for trying.
That being said, I suppose I am glad that you're not dead. You seem to have seen some sense. She looks over toward where Ronan is. I will allow you to keep that bit of my magic that you stole.
Oh, did I steal something?
Well, not you, but your associate. She motions toward Magic Frog.
Oh dear.
Oh, you learned that, huh? I mean, I never doubted you for a second, but you sneaky little fella. He just gives him a big old pat.
Again, these are very different ones, Gorthos.
It's the newest generation, Ori. They always want to be a bit quirky.
Well, my guests are going to be awakening sometime soon. It is rather early for them to do much, so if you do wish to lay claim to anything in this place, now would be the time. Whether it is putting any of your doorknobs down, or exploring the surface area, or... She looks over toward Polo. There is literally only one other place on this side of Spectacle Rock. If you wish to be shown there, I can show it to you, though it is not open.
Even just to know and be familiar with the area, I would not mind, Miss Sivori.
It is a rather grand expanse. It once belonged to, well, someone I believe you know. You carry a piece of him on you.
Yes, my father. You could just say that.
Your father?
Yes.
I did not know that.
And Terrace. You did not know?
I have only had very few actual interactions with Antares, but I did not know he had a daughter.
You said that all old people talk to each other.
I only knew he had 2 idiot sons.
That is still a true fact.
I mean...
Are you more adept than them? You seem... human.
I am only half.
Oh, that is very interesting. Wondrous, even. Welcome. You are... interesting.
No, I'm Polo.
You can be both.
Interesting, I get it.
Well then, Polo. She looks over toward Marco. She looks over toward Polo. She looks over toward Ronan, having, you know, the 3 of you do something interesting in front of her. She looks off to the others. I'm sure the rest of you will blow my minds in some way, shape, or form as well. Not to mention you brought several children with you. I'm sure that I can entertain them in some level. But
only one of them's a child.
She just pulls one of those feathery cat toys out of her sleeve.
I don't know if the Skull Kid counts as a kid.
It's in the name.
At this point, the Skull Kid is just like doing this on the opposite side of Gorthos, just looking in.
She's like, how old are you? I don't know. Why don't we find out? Looks to the door.
Strange, that usually works.
Yes, it does.
Skull Kid
Skull Kid
pops
do
out
not
of the
touch.
expanse, just like whoop.
Another one.
Another one pops
Just
out of the
one
expanse.
jumps out of the expanse. Yeah. Holy shit.
In the hole, they just walk through the doorway. That was weird.
I always imagine them playing like the little freaking doot doot from like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining too. Just like Skull Kid, don't eat that. He sees that look in your eye.
I will go and check on my guests, make sure that they are sleeping soundly. Some of them are rather old, so be sure to keep yourselves relatively calm while you're here. And she looks at the card, looks back to Marco. We will not be eating this tonight. I would say that they would need another rest before they even attempt to tackle something of this magnitude, but you are all welcome to stay as long as you obey one rule.
Yeah.
If you do decide to stay and you do decide to eat, you will eat every crumb. Is that understood?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've eaten one of these before, so we know the deal.
All right. Just wanting to make sure. She once again brings her wings aside and does a large gust forward as she jumps up once more, getting on the area where she's sort of on level with Gorthos. She then does it once more, traveling even further up into the area before stopping and looking off toward the two sections here. She motions down toward the south. As she does, that way will take you off and around this place to the top of Spectacle Rock. She then motions toward the way that she ends up starting to walk. This will take you toward the mines. This is where my guests are. They will be awoken shortly. Do not fall in the expanse. You will most likely die, but if you do fall in the expanse and live, find some way to tell me what happens. That is the only thing that you could possibly do that would require any... You're adults. Use your own discretion. Don't let the children in the expanse. She starts walking away.
He just turns. Gorthos just watches her walk away and turns to the others. See, he said she'd love you all.
She does not seem as scary as she seemed to have made herself seem.
She's always like that. Though she is a bit eccentric and crazy in the things that she does.
She mentioned trying to murder me. I felt a little scared. I'm just saying.
Listen, that's she.
It's okay, Mr. Seven.
We would not have allowed that to happen.
You have so much to live for.
You left me. You left me there whenever the storm was happening.
That's because he knew
you were trying to. You were trying to attack us. To be fair, like
I'm just saying that you would have let it happen. You almost let it happen.
We were more expecting a distraction more than her hurting you.
No, I understand that I forced that upon you, but I'm saying to Gorthos that you would definitely have let that happen since you almost did.
We would have rectified it. Yes, little kid?
Do not worry, Mr. Seven. We will make sure that you make it out of here alive. Your barren nest requires you.
What does that even mean?
That's right. Oh yeah.
He looks down at you.
What?
He then
just a little smile.
He then just gives a, if he could frown with that beak, he would be. He then charges a Chidori. I'm like, no, I'm playing.
Of course, Mark overtakes him. He becomes the rock.
I will find somewhere to perch.
Polo.
He seems more befitting with a scowl than a cowardly look.
You made him angry so he wouldn't feel afraid.
Yes.
I
feel like some people make more irrational decisions when they are fearful and cowardly than when they are just simply perturbed.
I'm gonna make this slightly bigger again.
At least now if he goes somewhere to...
oh no!
There we go.
We're in the expanse!
Get out of the expanse, guys!
I love that show, though. I should watch The Expanse. Actually, I actually. So
that's a round where things should be. Yeah, we're good.
the garbage holes change notwithstanding. Welcome.
I don't. Does she usually just do a random magic thing, not understanding anything about it, and just is okay with that, with no actual plan?
Marco, she is Gorthos' sister. What do you think the answer to that question is?
But I mean, at least you have an idea of what your shit's gonna do.
Marco, not at the beginning when he started doing this.
You make weapons! They do the weapon thing!
Some of them explode on contact. Some of them did something like this once, actually, maybe. Something similar. More pitch black than starry black. But that's neither here nor there. What's important to remember is that she is just as eccentric in the things she loves as Gorthos is. It's a family thing. You should see what Full Circuit does as hobbies.
Okay, so like I really want to stick my hand in there.
Do not stick your anythings in there. Not yet. Gorthos is going to do it himself later.
Gorthos, this is your last time. Why are you doing this?
Because Gorthos believes in the advancement of weird magical things.
It's fine. All Gorthos needs to do is take off his head and then put his arm inside of there. His head will be completely fine, right?
I don't know if that's how that works.
He would only end up losing an arm.
I wonder if I had the black rupee. If I threw that in here, if that would do anything.
One of those things you should ask Ivori if anything skeletal has been thrown in here yet. He's many things, but he is not sure what this is. And normally, yes, he would jump in there with reckless abandon, but again, he can't afford that kind of recklessness this time. Unless...
I'm gonna touch it. No, you're not. I'm gonna touch it. No?
There is only one thing he knows is true about this expanse. We cannot let Matilda know about this.
I mean, she probably find out about it eventually if she's coming.
Oh, by the way, we're bringing Matilda and Jason here. Where it just looks over beyond where Ronan is.
We are doing that.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Cool. Hopefully they're okay and they're not frozen in ice.
I think it might be good to flap that door down as soon as possible so we could get them like tonight or something.
Yes, that was my intent.
Yeah.
Well, yes, Mark, on your original question, she does make just random things. It's amazing, really. You should see what the Great Sea has hiding inside it. You don't.
What does that mean, Gorthos?
You know what? You don't want to know, actually.
Marco climbs up onto your body, onto your shoulders, shaking your head by your horns. What does that mean by that, Gorthos?
Some things are best left sleeping. Get off of it. He'll tell you when you're older and can't sail.
What do you mean when I'm older?
Don't worry about things that haven't awakened yet. He thinks.
That's concerning.
You guys hear from high above some very interesting noises. Upon hearing them echo out from apparently what they called was a mine of some kind, you do hear the footsteps. The footsteps are clattering of things coming along it until you guys see off high up into the air, looking over the side of one of the areas, a familiar face. As you guys see somebody looking down, she seems to look down over everyone, and then as she's looking down at everybody, she seems to calm down. It's like, oh, okay. As she looks over, you guys see Clarity really high up. As she's like, oh, hey.
Hi.
I thought, never mind. It's good to see you. I'll be back.
Okay.
Why
She
the
goes back.
I think Polo had my same fucking question.
How did she get here before us?
Maybe
Why
came
would
from
she
the hole.
even be here?
I wonder why.
Because she knows the ancient
Came
card
from
magic.
What does that have to do with instant transmission, Gothos?
That's not how she got here. That's why she's probably here.
Did
That's
that-
old magic.
If you guys remember
Okay.
the last conversation you guys had with them, or at least one of the last conversations you guys had with them, I'm not sure if it's the last conversation. She had mentioned how she had well, taken out her former masters and how she would like to somewhat atone for that, or at least somewhat give explanation for that. Which might mean that's why she's here, but it still doesn't explain how she got here as fast as she did. Because the last time you guys saw her, she was in Castletown.
He feels like if he asks Ivori how she got here so quick, she probably will say she opened the door for her.
It's either that or maybe whatever other thing is up here is a temple with a song.
You know, have there always been mines in Spectacle Rock?
This one in particular, you don't know. I mean, again, this feels homey, so you know that this is something you've been at before. And noting that there's a mine here makes a lot of sense for your endeavors.
Yeah, that's right.
As they seem to disappear for about another 5 or so minutes, they do seem to make their way back out. You do notice them walking down the expanse. However, they're not alone as they come walking down. As you guys would notice at this point, what appears to be 2 other people coming down. One you recognize and one you guys do not. As you guys see. 2 other figures making their way down.
Stupid.
Oh, hey, this fucking guy.
Oh, this guy and the dude he was simping over, probably.
As
The
they
dude was very angry.
as they begin to make their way down, they seem to be talking to each other as they're walking down. Clarity makes her way toward the fork in the area here. I can't get her over there because we're at the age of the map. But eventually she does make her way down toward all of you guys and get to around ground level, taking the last little bit in a couple of strides downwards once she realizes that she can jump down using magic and not die or accidentally land in the expanse. As she gets down here, she goes straight up toward where Polo and the others are and just goes, "It's good to see all of you."
Likewise.
Thanks for the gift of more cards in our home.
More cards?
Yeah, we had a
Hey, you
couple
left a
more.
bag for us in our secret room. I guess.
She looks at you guys. I don't recall doing something like that.
Huh. Weird.
All right.
She seems genuinely confused looking at you guys for a second, but she kind of shakes it off. Honestly, it could have been much of anything. Things here are being rather interesting. If it is a bag of cards you're talking about, then it might have been the ones I threw into the expanse.
Oh,
I guess so.
Wait. Do you just throw stuff in the hole and it shows up wherever?
I do not know. If that does happen, then that would be the first it would ever happen there. We have been throwing things in the expanse for the past several nights.
What have you been throwing in there?
Just about anything that connects us to our magic, so that we can potentially find some kind of understanding or excuse for it. It has been
Did
rather
you
fun,
know?
actually.
How long ago did you throw this bag of cards? Just
Last night?
we found this like over a week ago.
Oh,
Like no, was it more like a month ago?
She shrugs.
It was a month ago, I think. Yep.
It was over a month ago that we found these cards and bag.
It was immediately after we fell off a cliff together.
Mm.
You
Long
have
story.
had some interesting encounters then.
Yes,
We sure have.
We have.
Hmm.
If there is something like that that has happened from the expanse, then that's actually fantastic news. We may be a little bit closer to actually understanding whatever the fuck this is.
It would not be the first time that people have tried and failed and then succeeded to understand something Ivori has made.
That being said, it does still sort of go under my understanding of what I think, of what I believe this so-called astral energy is doing.
Huh. What?
You know what? Enlighten us. What do you think?
I think
Yeah.
it's completely random bullshit.
That makes
sounds
sense.
Right.
Can he make that concept into a
How many swords can I make from this? Well, I mean, from what you have said, we've only seen this do technically 3 things magical now. It has transported something throughout not only space, but also time. It has changed a sword into a ghost. And it has, I guess, destroyed everything else that has gone through it. Unless it has done one of the other 2 things to them.
I feel like we'd have seen more ghosts coming out of it. So probably the other thing.
Maybe we just haven't seen them yet.
Like a ghost has made it was teleported in space and time.
Yes.
Hmm?
You guys hear a tiny voice from high up.
Yeah.
It said Ronan very loud.
What?
As you guys look up, you find a small spark of light
Is it
Oh,
my
boy.
good time, boy?
coming down from the top of this place, flying downward, avoiding the expanse. And then
I don't
flying
want to
down
fly over it.
See?
Oh my
before
god, see,
colliding
hi.
downward toward where all of you are. Ronan! Ah,
Oh my
God, my throat.
gosh.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh no.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Ronan, I can't do it, man. Oh, God. Where'd it go? Oh, fuck.
Oh
Keep
no.
practicing. Do like a harmonic. It's fine.
Give me a second.
Go do
Think
re
about
mi.
think about that little card guy in DARP with a little card guy.
I'm
Little star
really
card
trying,
guy.
and this is the best I can do. And it hurts.
Oh,
What the hell?
Oh, no.
I think I think
Have
my
you gone
throat's
through
hurting.
second puberty? Have you gone through second puberty?
The funny thing is, I was doing Card Gardener's voice yesterday. I
Mhm.
think I might be getting a throat cold.
Oh no.
Yeah, because it is my throat is closing up trying to do it. Anyway,
Just relax.
Ronan, I'll do this as much as I can, and then I'll have to stop and disappear for
Okay.
another game or 2.
What? Tell us
Wait,
every.
No, Jacob, use the XLR to make your voice higher.
That'll only make me sound like a like. Okay, let's see.
Don't
La, la,
strain
la.
your voice. Just talk normally, but put it in the little picture.
I'm trying to get rid of the echo. Da, 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 da. Ronan. Oh God, no, it isn't happening.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just gonna
Oh,
get a
we tried.
drink. Maybe that'll do something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Get you that
probably.
tea and honey.
Hydrate.
Why is my voice not working today? Ronan,
Hydrate,
this is the
nap.
best we can do.
Okay.
Well,
Now be sure to tell me every detail about your adventures.
Blah.
Fascinating, immaculate description.
During this blah, you are told. I'm playing. Z seems to collide with you guys, and then sort of floats off into the center area with all of you. It's been a long time.
It sure
Yeah, it has.
has.
I thought you
What
went
are
to like
you
the
doing?
forest. What are you doing up here?
Well, I went to the forest for a little bit until we got Hickory Dickory and Dock settled.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then,
And then how'd you get from there to here?
Oh, well, somebody came to get me.
Oh yeah.
You see Z looking up toward the area once more. These guys would have made their way somewhat down at this point. Get out of here.
they both kind of look like they'd be demons, so they probably would just jump down, but they could also be like, we don't care about them, we'll take our time.
As you guys see, coming down a little bit halfway. Z seems to be facing toward them at this point. You guys see two more familiar faces.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no fucking way.
Oh my god, that gem on the blonde one is actually a gem.
Oh my god, she's a witch.
They've had that since the beginning of the campaign.
Oh my god.
As you guys see what appears to be Riva and Ellen, as they are up there, you just see Z looking up toward them.
Yeah, a couple of the adventurers that we met before came into the forest, and they were getting sort of worried about Koroks attacking them and things. So I guided them out of it, and it turns out they were heading here. And I knew that you guys were eventually going to come here because we were talking about it before. It was a little weird because obviously everybody here can kind of see me, but they told me they wouldn't do it.
Now that I'm a witch, can I see him?
Would you do that to him?
Yeah, you could.
Would you do that to him?
If you wanted to.
If I willed it, I could.
If you willed it, you feel like now, especially that it's in your head, you feel like there's like a switch you can flip on.
Okay.
If you ever decide
I will not flip it, but to know that I could is enough for me.
We're never gonna see what Z looks like, are we?
Z doesn't have art yet. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a bald-faced lie, and you fucking know it.
No,
He lied to
Z doesn't have it.
He does. It's right there.
Well, yeah, that.
Oh my god.
I've never really given Squeaky any like ideas on what they would look like because I don't fucking know. It's just been one of those things of if there's ever a time that I decide it's needed, it'll be there. But Z will not of his own accord show that.
Is he a shy boy?
He respects his homie's privacy.
But as Z just sort of floats around here,
I knew that you guys would be making your way here eventually, so I decided to stay here for a little bit. But then that turned into a couple of weeks, and then that turned into another week, and then apparently there was a lightning storm that was sent off of you guys, so I knew you were almost here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. We kind of did some preparations.
I've been trying my best to see if there's anything that I can figure out or learn that may help things, but all I've really been, able to gather from here, other than what's been shown to me, is just a couple of things about Gorthos. I didn't realize you had a treasury, Gorthos.
He has a treasury?
Yeah, it's really deep within the mine.
Of course, it was his mines. Excuse him.
Did you look at the treasury?
Oh, no, Ivori won't let anyone in. There is a barrier of magic in front of it that she says won't go down until after everything is settled.
He wonders what he could consider treasure. He doesn't have monetary
Probably
value.
another body that you were like, only when the right time do I break this seal open.
Probably all your best traps.
Well, there's never constructed those in Oh, wait, maybe you're right.
Or at least all your best traps are on the way to it.
Maybe? Maybe it's like a super weapon.
He
Maybe it's like a super weapon.
Perhaps it's traps, a super weapon, and
normal weapons.
Normal weapons.
Maybe it's another one of those giant rupees we had that signified 10k gold rupees.
Yeah, I don't know. What if it's gold?
What if it's
or like
actual
rupees
gold?
or something? You live close enough to the north. Maybe you actually have gold.
Perhaps, but Gorthos has never cared about economics. He knows that to be true. The most likely it isn't anything of monetary value.
But what if you did at one point, Gorthos, and you were like Jasna?
I think it must be some kind of a large library of knowledge that Gorthos would have kept for himself.
He probably would have written things down, yes.
Maybe it's where all your best recipes are.
Do you have a kitchen?
Oh, yeah, we have areas set up for cooking and such, but they're not really kitchens as much as brew stations and the like, you might have to figure out other things to actually cook things. Nobody here really has been cooking. We've been making a bunch of potions and transmuting different kinds of ingredients in food.
Gorthos thinks he did have a kitchen, but he used it for storage as he always would forget to eat.
It's no
No,
problem.
see,
Once we
they
have this
don't-
place
they don't-
connected, we'll be able to use your kitchen, right?
Yes, they don't prioritize certain things like nourishment and probably utilities. No, we prioritize the expanse.
I have not had a good meal in 3 weeks.
In all honesty,
I'm so sorry.
listen.
Last night I
Look
tried
at
my
the
best to
look how
transmute
cool he
myself.
expands.
Last night I tried my best to transmute myself tomatoes.
How did that go?
I made potatoes.
Close enough.
I mean, potatoes are good. They might be slightly better than just tomatoes.
Yes, Gorthos. The expanse is quite cool, wide,
It's so
dark.
interesting.
Such a large, empty, expansive void, like my stomach. I am hungry.
No.
I am so hungry, Gorthos.
Fine, and put the doorknob in.
Yes, I will do that now.
She is angry.
Polo, do you make your way over toward the entranceway here to attempt to set down a doorknob? You know what most likely will happen. The same thing that happens whenever you guys usually use this in areas such as this. It'll most likely make an archway instead of an actual door.
And then Sheffels will have a seizure, and then no.
We just fucking you put it in
Just
off
goes
at the
back to the
farm. Off at the farm,
Just
Sheffels
shove
just fucking just sitting there, and all of a sudden.
Missy, Morgan, and Madeline just
Like-
have no idea what to do with the seizure.
It's like when Trixie Tang
Chef-
rips the photo of that one chick. And then...
Sheffos is just laying here, and like as they have their seizure, Morgan sits up. What's wrong, babe?
Oh my! I did not need that image in my fucking head.
Man, you're dude.
I mean, if
I
you want
wonder if it's just who they are, if it's genetic. Then I'm worried for
God.
Marco.
They really like Monster.
anyway, there's a special
Jesus
chat in the
Christ.
Discord. Want to see how that might look like, but with someone else.
God damn it.
Adult only.
Oh my god.
But yes, as you go to use the doorknob here, you would find that just as it happened in the underground area, a doorway would begin to look as if it starts to appear. It would then change from a door into a rather large archway. The archway itself looks as if it sort of goes into the stone around it. It doesn't really change anything of the structure, but just like always, whenever you see these archways, you can tell that you can decide once you walk through where you would like to end up.
Yeah.
And the audio cuts out again. Oh, dirty. But yes, you have set up the thing off in the distance. No. But everything seems like mostly set up.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen you set one of these up before. Is that it? Is that everything?
Yes. Then it is simply just passing through with the intent of arriving into the house. That way it doesn't completely obscure the original entrance.
As she looks it over, you do find that she seems to step in, disappearing into the section in front before reappearing again back here. She then steps through. You guys hear a little ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-lingle, and then she steps back through. And she's like, huh, you can just go anywhere, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We can now basically go over most of the kingdom, except to the desert. But that'll change once we can go to the desert.
You just see Marco like, that will change.
That will change. Though technically, if that door still works in the other dungeon.
Yes. When you see Sio, this is what Gorthos was talking about when he was talking about the Waygate system.
I mean, it seemed like someone already made something like that.
Oh yes,
Like
but
Galen said.
oh, let's make it better. Improve it. Shiny, big. Very shiny. Lots of gold. This kind of gold. Not normal gold. Normal gold's terrible. Terrible building substance. Too soft and squishy.
Both golds are good. Oh, hey, they're finally almost here.
Oh, they're just hanging out up there.
This turn. Cality, it has been too long. And you, we've never met. A pleasure.
Cality looks you over. Did Cality see you in your big form?
No.
I was fixing to say. Callity's like, yeah, you.
Oh, is it Mr. Cality?
Hello there, Madam Polo.
Yes. Hello.
Sorry, he looks over toward the other who's with him. My friend is also along here. He has not introduced himself, and I have not seen this one of you either, as he motions toward Gorthos.
Oh, that's Gorthos.
He just like turns around like, well, Kuro, he's been the man.
That is... Oh, right. You can change into different bone-like forms like your brother, I guess, then.
Oh, well, Circuit can't do that.
He cannot. How does he get out of that place, then?
I assume magic.
We have our ways. Ancient
I assumed he doesn't.
Gorthos has no idea.
Maybe he shrinks down to the size of a worm. And he just, nobody knows that he did this.
Would you still love your brother if he was a worm?
if I was a worm?
Exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I fucking wanted.
But, well, Circuit, you already are a worm. You're a great worm eater. Very large.
I get it.
Gets it.
Well, it's good to see you again, Gorthos, and I guess I will learn of all of your friends over time while we are here.
Oh, certainly.
This here is my master, Forrest. It's a pleasure.
Forrest.
Yes, though I suppose that that gives a kind of woodsman vibe to me. I'm actually not very good at that kind of thing.
You are wearing orange, so he was kind of confused about that.
Oh, sorry, I came from a rather long extended stay in the deserts recently.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Relatively well, though I had to avoid a lot of places.
I was going to say, you are well, pardon me, I am assuming that you are male and you've recently left the desert unscathed.
Well, there are advantages to magic, you would say. But, hello, I've heard quite a lot about you, Madam Polo. Thank you for taking care of my apprentice.
Yes, Mr. Cowlity was quite the pleasure to be in acquaintanceship with.
They didn't really care for me, but they did at least settle some disputes and not get me involved in any activities that I did not partake in.
It's rather presumptuous to say I didn't care.
I mean no offense.
It is all right.
So, you are a practitioner of magic, then?
Yes, I am a witch.
What kind of magics do you partake in?
Well, mostly they are, movement-based, as well as those that would allow for more comfortable travel and things of that nature. Whenever I was younger, I did not enjoy any kind of, discomfort whenever I was more of a youth, and now I guess that interest got me into other types of magic similar to that. Though I do know of other magics, of course, I'm just not very proficient with them. But that kind of thing there, I believe that is the Sage of Creation's work, is it not?
It is.
Yes.
That is very fascinating magic. I have not seen it for many years.
Yes, we have, in the past time that is in the past time we have acquired their home.
Secrets are many, and its powers great. The most convenient one is the gateways.
The what?
Gateways.
Oh, right. The areas there.
The door, the traveling bit.
The doorways, yes. As I said, I have not seen his own brand of magic in quite a long time, but it is rather unmistakable. So they were doorways that he was allowed to go through. That is very interesting. You see him pondering for a moment before, like, giving a nod. Everything makes sense now, while he was always able to beat me places. That being said, welcome. Sorry that I don't have much else to say to you, but I saw that you were going to leave, so I wanted to get at least a brief introduction in.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
I will return back up to the mines. I still have plenty of things to prepare for tonight. That being said, we are mostly at a nocturnal schedule right now. If any of you wish to speak on anything at any sort of levels, we will be, well, about this place as much as we want. That being said, can just anyone use those? Or do they only take you to specific places, or?
You need to know where you want to go.
I see.
And only if there's a doorway connecting there already.
I was sure hoping to see Lake Hylia at this time of year, but if that is no way for that to happen, then that is fine.
I mean, we do have one set up in Zora's domain.
If there is any time that you could spare, that would be most lovely to see.
Sure.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Then we'll make it a date. I'll see you all later on. At any time, really. I'm mostly, we're all been focusing on this expanse here, and I doubt that mostly anything I can do is much help with it.
Don't underestimate your own magic, Sage. Or witch, rather. There's so many titles nowadays.
I could only hope one day to take the power of a sage, but at the moment I am but a humble witch. Though strong enough to have raised a rather interesting apprentice. You can't say raised, I'm older than you.
Age does not mean experience. Bless you.
Thank you.
Believe me, that if he actually ever learns that, you'll be the first. Maybe you'll be a better teacher than me. He starts walking his way back up.
Apprentices usually are.
Until again, Callie turns and starts making his way off with him as they start making their way back up.
What a nice fellow. Yeah, people often underestimate the need of comfort in one's travels.
I'm just glad that he's chilled out. I'm just glad that he's chilled out since last time he was around.
Yeah, he was pretty aggressive last time.
We'll just use the word prickly.
Prickly, that's better.
Well,
as much
as I like to keep introducing ourselves to many witches, our chef is hangry.
Yes.
That is true.
Quite so.
Just a couple times while everyone's been freaking going, that you hear that.
You just hear every now and then tiny little crunches as you're eating crackers.
Well, yes. It's best if everyone gets settled for tonight. Gorthos has some things to take care of upstairs anyway.
All right.
Oh, and before he goes, he just points to Skull Kid. Do not touch the hole.
Oh, I'm going to touch the hole.
No,
you're not.
I'll fucking do it.
Argo, don't let him touch the hole.
I'll fucking do it.
You
Also,
just
don't
see,
let him.
as soon as you see Argo look back to you, Skull Kid looks to Argo, reaches toward the hole. Argo smacks his hand with the staff.
And Rodon, and he just points again. Rodon, you don't get to touch the hole either.
She looks at the hole. She looks back to you.
Now that you've told her she wants to.
Reaches toward the hole.
Nope. He picks her up and takes her away from the hole.
I wasn't gonna do it. I was gonna put my hand really close to it.
I'm sure you were.
Hey,
But
Garth,
who
he
knows
just-
how dangerous this thing could
You
really
see-
be?
You see, he watches like Vernon take Groudon away, and he just looks to Kuro because he knows.
I would no, I would never. Though I will say, what if it's just a finger?
Then you'll lose it.
But what if I don't?
Gee, you didn't
What
think
if it
about
is-
it that way.
What if it is just sent through space and time, Gorthos?
You know, Gorthos never thought of it that way. Like, he supposes that it's okay to put a finger. He just pushes him away.
His severed
Just
arm
big-
appeared in
just
the
big-
basement.
just big hand pushed back. Like, no. If
As-
Gorthos can't touch it, you can't touch it.
As you push him away, you get them away from there. Obra looks into it. As she does, you just see that she seems to, for a moment, think on it before she brings her hand up to the jewel, quote unquote, on her head. At which point she holds it over top of the expanse and then lets it go. As she does that, it seems to fall into the expanse, but for a moment, it seems to just sort of dissipate, like just completely. Ronan, you can know that that thing isn't real on her head.
Yeah.
It
I'm
isn't,
wondering why she's doing that.
it isn't an actual
see-
thing.
Gorthos would have believed it wholeheartedly. It's within the expanse.
As
Marco also
she,
looks.
as she watches it disperse. Well, magic can't get through it. She then turns back around and goes over toward where you are, Ronan.
Ronan has placed Rudon on top of Magic Frog's head. Like, you look after her, okay, bud? I'm gonna take a stop over to Castletown real quick. Don't let her go near the hole.
As you are turning and saying that, Magic Frog gives a croak. You turn back toward Obra. She has a jewel on her head again.
Gorthos appreciate your sacrifice to the betterment of knowledge, Obra. He understands that jewel is very important to you.
Obra turns around. She has a jewel on her head.
Oh, never mind then.
Never mind the fact that Ronan has an identical gem around his neck.
We have never spoken about this. It's fine.
You understand his eye for detail is on very specific things, right?
As you guys would mostly be raring to get yourselves back through, either to go and cook some food or to go and potentially go and grab certain people from Castletown or any other such things of craziness. Maybe you want to grab the king and throw him into the hole to maybe cure his dead.
If it may increase his dead.
Or increase his dead. One or the other will definitely happen. But as you go off to do all these things, it is at this point around 3 hours. I think we can end things here for the night if you guys are fine with that.
No, another 20 minutes.
No.
If you guys are fine with it, but no, don't be fine with it, please.
Don't be fine with it. My throat hurt now. Ever since I tried to Z, my throat hurt.
No, not so her.
My throat hurt real bad.
Not that bad, but it's gravelly right now. But we will head off from here. Perhaps next week we will have another full roleplay thing, or maybe next week you guys will decide to try to throw someone in a hole and aggro the entire place and have to fight your way out. Who knows? But with all that being said,
I'll jump in the hole.
Just jump in the hole. Just fucking.
Where'd Marco go?
get
He's
it.
in a hole.
Imagine Gorthos jumps in the hole. He's like 2 months behind everyone again, and he's just like, "Oh wait, I have a song for this." I just keep playing the song of time until he catches up.
As you guys will make your way toward wherever it is you wish to have your night go through. Apparently the witches are sleeping during the day and only active during the night, so they'll be basically available to talk to at any point. All that being said, my dudes, good night time. Like always, better days.
Goodbye.
Bye.